Welcome back to my channel. And I feel like the camera is too up close to my face, and honestly I don't want to up this close, but as you can see I'm trying to have a blurry background because I have a mishap in the back and it's just not working. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ilfae here, and I'm coming back to you with a new video finally after like disappearing for months and months. I'm sorry, I really try to make videos, but literally I feel like there's too many out of the same thing that I'm trying to pop out. And yeah, you know, like there's already plenty of wig tutorial videos and stuff like that. I'm gonna make one because I feel like none of them help, you know, like none of them really help with the placement and stuff like that, because every wig tutorial I've watched, I've either had an egg, not egg, but what did I call that? I had like a dwoop. I had like a dwoop in the back of my head. You know, where it's like, here's my wig, right? Like, here's my wig. But think of, there's this extra, like, extra bit of cap back here. And it's kind of just like dipping like that. If you can see that, I don't know. It's like dipping like that. That's like, I used to have all that extra space in the back of my wigs, so it would always feel like I had like a diaper wig. It felt like a diaper wig. That's what I called it in the video. Either I did that, or I made it too small, or I either fucked up the ends, or I put a bald spot in it. So I feel like this tutorial is really going to help you with trying to figure out like placement, how to do the edges and all that. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. I will see you all next time. Peace out.
So first off, I have two wig heads, one that I measured to fit my head with tape, and then another regular stand wig head. And then we'll start to bleach it. I normally use 2-part powder, and then I'll use 1 part liquid, but in the beginning it wasn't enough for me, so I added more powder and more liquid. All you gotta do is just make sure it's more powdery than liquid. Just make sure it's not dripping. You know, you don't want the bleach to get onto the hair. You only want it on the roots, or basically on the knots. So I just apply everything in a patting motion. You know, there's going to be patches, so if you got a patch, just make sure you go back over it. Just make sure you don't clump it on there, because you don't want the bleach getting through the lace. Duh. So especially make sure when you're doing the bleach is to definitely get it on your edges of the lace front, so that way, you know, you're not having any black knots on your edges where people can obviously see that. Then once you're done, just apply foil on top of it as to activate the bleach. And then I normally flip it over just in case I got bleach on the hair somewhere. I'll just kind of clean it up. So I leave on the bleach for like 15 minutes. Remember, this is AliExpress hair, so don't go overboard, you know, otherwise you're gonna get bald patches and you're gonna be mad at yourself, because I've done that before. Okay? This is what it looks like after 15 minutes. You can see the knots are like bleached. They're a little bit more blondish. They're not as blonde. They're a little bit more bronze, but it really doesn't matter to me as long as it doesn't look unnatural. So then you're going to take your Shimmer Lights, your purple shampoo. Make sure it is a purple shampoo or a neutralizing shampoo. Otherwise, you're going to have a bronze lace front, and that does not look good, ladies. And again, while you're washing the hair, again, this is AliExpress. So the one thing you do not want to do is put knots in this lace front. So just be gentle. Just dab it in the water, you know, rinse it off with the sprinkler or whatever. Just don't rub it, you know, don't get the hair knotted. So you shampoo it twice, and then after you shampooed it the first time, you leave the second shampoo on for like 3 minutes, and then you rinse it out. The next step, and this is important, to make sure that your wig fits your head, doesn't have any excess, isn't whatever, you know, the little diaper wig and all that kind of stuff too small. Just make sure your wig is perfect or as near perfect, because obviously this isn't a perfect technique, but it works for me. So what you're going to do is you are going to wear your regular wig cap that you would wear under a wig, and then wear the wig cap that you're going to make. And then you're going to mark the middle of your head, the center of your head. You're going to mark where the top of your ear starts, the bottom of your ear starts, and you're going to mark where your kitchen starts. And then you're going to do the same thing for the lace front. One thing I didn't show when I was standing in the hallway was me marking where the center of the lace front is on my wig cap. You're going to need to make sure that you do that. I do show that right after this though. But make sure you line your wig up perfectly, not perfectly, but just make sure everything meets in the middle. You know, your wig is going to be off in some place. You're not going to have enough ear space, tab space, you know. And then once you're done with your markings, you're just going to match your markings onto the wig cap. So now it's time to put the wig together, and I kind of figured everybody knows how to do that already. You can just look up a tutorial on YouTube. So I was like, you know what, forget that. I'm not going to record that part. But in case you were wondering about your girl's wig pattern, I did do this a little bit different than normal. What I did was the normal zigzag pattern, but instead of single tracks, I did a single track, and then the ascending track is one single track, and then, you know, 2 tracks, and then 1 track, and then 2 tracks, back and forth. And then at the top, I normally do a U-plug, but for some reason on this wig, I guess I just didn't like thread it close together or something like that. Like my thread's too far apart. I will say one thing that I messed up on the wig was the elastic band. the tabs aren't exactly going over my edges like I would like them to, but that's only because my edges are pretty thick edges. I have 4C hair, so my hair just, it's not going to lay down no matter what. So that's really the only problem, as you can see in the video too, when I'm like showing off the hair, is that you can see my edges, and that's about it. But if I would just slick my edges down and probably put some like wig tape on top of them, or like spirit glue or something like that, then I probably wouldn't even have a problem with that. So anyways, what I also did overnight, because this is AliExpress hair and you never know where it's coming from, overnight I did a olive oil deep condition on it. I basically left olive oil on the hair. I left it overnight, and this hair is so soft and silky, guys. Like, as you can see in the video, like the hair is flipping and stuff, and this, like this whole 3 bundles in this lace front 16 inches cost me $66. So I wasn't expecting this type of softness, luxuriness, you know, like this is what I normally get in $100, but again, this is AliExpress, so you never know where shit is coming from. Now, when it comes to edges, baby hairs, I'm going to tell you now, I really don't know how to tell you to do it, because honestly, I just have this artist mind, you know, and I just kind of like picture this is how I want it to look, and then I just do it. And it sometimes works out for me and sometimes it doesn't. But one thing I can assure you is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull out like some tiny hairs in the front, and then behind those hairs you're going to want to pluck. You're basically going to want to pluck what a hairline will look like, you know. It's going to be thin behind the edges, it's going to thin, and then it's going to, like, you know, start to get thick again, but it has a gradient on the edges. So that's what you just got to think of when you're doing the edges, just gradient at certain places, and then keep this here thick or keep this here thin, you know, like pick a streak in this or something like that. You know, you'll see what I'm doing. But basically, just have a picture of a hairline that's pulled back, wet, like flat ponytail, like a smooth ponytail. Just kind of picture that hairline and just go for it, you know. But obviously, don't overdo it. Stay in your comfortable space, you know. When it comes to doing edges for wigs, literally for me, I'm always tweaking here on my edges, or doing this on my edges, or cutting this shorter, you know. Like, really, my edges are just a process. But the one thing you gotta do is you just gotta make sure you don't put no bald spots, you don't over pluck. So when it comes to, like, I know the tabs, obviously my tabs don't look realistic. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I really can't do ear tabs like that. I try my best at them, but the way how I do it looks fine to me until I finally can do better at it. Now it's time to cut your baby hairs. Now the fake baby hairs you made, that's not going to be your real hair unless you decided that that's how you want your baby hairs to look. Another tip is to keep the hair wet, because having the hair wet is the easiest way to see how your baby hairs and how your hair is going to look overall. So when I do my baby hairs, I just do them very sparse. Again, normally I do my baby hairs a little bit thicker, but I did these thin because I wanted thin baby hairs. I didn't want thick baby hairs because that covers like my whole hairline. Like, you can barely see my hairline, and I don't want that, you know, because that doesn't look realistic. I did in this video have them long, but I trimmed them a lot shorter, and I like it a lot better when I don't have to deal with my baby hairs getting into the hair when I'm trying to like brush my hair or something like that, so that way my baby hairs don't get messed up. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I really hope it was helpful. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.